Guys, welcome back to Minecraft. It's like, what is this, episode 20? I can't remember. Okay. Brother Boober says, let's imagine. In your lifetime, humans have made life on Mars possible due to SpaceX achievements. Would you be able to leave the Earth, be in space for 150 to 300 days, and live on Mars forever?
I'd be cool doing the space thing. I don't know if I want to live on Mars forever.
A lot of pros and cons.
Yeah. I think it'd be sick to live in space. I think that'd be sick for a little while and then come back. I think I'd do that.
You'd never be able to return to Earth if you lived on Mars for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I would do
and
the space
also
thing
the
for sure.
same thing with space. You wouldn't be able to. I mean, you could probably spend maybe a year in space, but anything beyond that, it would cause bone degeneration.
Oh.
And so when you come back into any kind of gravity, it could cause your bones to become brittle and break.
Jeez.
I think if I just had that
pretty
option,
brutal.
I think I would.
Next question, he says, if not, let's say that all the previous circumstances were true, but the reason you had to leave Earth was because of a nuclear war. Would you be able to leave everything you know and love behind and live on Mars for the rest of your life?
No, there's not really a choice, so yeah, probably.
That's what I was saying too.
Oh my goodness. Why? Lagging so badly right now.
That's me, like literally, like every day.
Okay.
That's also because there's a bunch of teenagers in the basement playing games all night.
Playing games and smoking some doobies.
Hey,
What about
just
doobies?
like us
They're
in
vaping.
2003.
Well, except we weren't vaping.
No vape, yeah, no vape.
no vape November.
No illegal activities.
Okay. So Jordan, I've learned how to build a I've learned how to build a farm more efficient.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna work on that.
I can't recall how to build, and it's not in the craftable interface, but how to build a what do you call it, composter, or is that what they call it? You know, that the villagers use. It's composters.
You can't search
So you
it
just
up.
throw- Not as far as I can tell.
Maybe it's called something else.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna leave all of these garden things here. I'm just gonna go build a new one. I'm gonna build it over by the house or the barn. But I need to go get dirt.
I think we have dirt.
Do we have a bunch of dirt in there?
Oh, never mind. I guess we got rid of it all.
I think I used it to build that
Yeah, you
platform
could use
out.
it.
Alright, some more.
Okay, sweet. I found it.
Okay. You might have to Google the recipe.
I found it. It's what do you call it?
Is it called a
requires-
composter?
Yeah, it is. It requires those what do you call them? The slabs, wood slabs.
A wooden slab?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it would have been made of wood slabs. That's why I couldn't figure it out.
Mmm.
I would have thought, sticks or something, because it doesn't look like something that'd be made of slabs. So, yeah. Well, now if we get useless biological material, we can throw it in there.
Yay.
Like
What does a
our
composter
seeds.
do?
It makes bone meal.
Oh. So what do we throw in there?
Stuff makes bone meal. You can put seeds in there.
What about snowballs?
I don't think so. You can put food in there too. I don't know. I don't think you can do poisonous potatoes, unfortunately, which sucks because they literally have no use.
Is it a lot easier to do that than it is to get bones?
No, getting bones is probably easier, but this is a lot safer.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And if you have an excess of seeds, just throw them in there. Seeds build up for they build up to bone meal pretty dang quick. So
Okay, I am going to build the little garden thing over here on this side. I need to make another shovel.
look at all those rabbits.
Rabbits.
All those wabbits.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did grab a bunch of rabbits.
Yep. Because we can use potatoes and carrots and mushrooms and the rabbit to make rabbit stew, which is like the best food you can get, pretty much.
Does it heal a lot of
It's
hearts? Or a
As
lot
far
of
as I know,
meat, I mean.
yes.
Sorry.
I believe it's the most complicated recipe in the entire game to make as well. So I can't remember how many hearts it's supposed to heal, but it does a pretty good amount. I do know that.
So I gotta do a little confessing, Jordan. I have been secretly playing a map that I made in Java, in the Java edition, trying to like practice, I guess, so when we record I can do a little bit more than just mine.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember how to do everything in this game without the easy interface that Microsoft has given us.
Yeah. Well,
And the
it's
changing of certain recipes too.
yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, one of the big things, like I think still in the Java you can do you can still search things, but you I think you need to like place things in order to build them in the right order.
Yeah, you need to know the order.
Yeah, that's kind of fun, but one of the reasons, and I know we've talked about this a little bit, but like I would love to in the near future, maybe after we play this for a while and kind of do everything we can in this, is do Tekkit. I think Tekkit, I've been watching more videos of Tekkit. I'm kind of getting hooked again. I feel like I'm 13.
There's so much you can do on that.
Yeah, but I feel like that would be a whole nother Let's Play. Built that wrong. Whatever. Job Sky.
Yeah, I haven't really. I think over the past, what is it? Past week and a half, I guess. I haven't really played anything but
Maneater.
Maneater and Conan Exiles.
Is that Conan game pretty fun?
It is pretty fun. There's a lot of crazy stuff you can do in it.
You get to play as Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No. You can meet Conan. He's not based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger character. He's based on the comic book Conan. Which, you know, the comic book one was written by the actual creator, Conan. Whereas the Arnold Schwarzenegger one was created sort of by Hollywood, based on that guy. So, and the Conan one's kind of accurate, but not what, you know, the comic book was.
Would you judge me if I told you I've never seen Conan?
I've never seen it either.
Okay, cool.
You guys have never seen it?
Have you seen it?
Yes. I used to watch that movie all the time.
Yeah, I've just never had the desire. I love the actors that are in it. Some of the actors are so cool.
Is it a pretty like messed up show for a kid to watch? Is it graphic?
Oh yeah, the one for with
pretty
Arnold. Yeah, it's pretty gory.
Would you compare it to like Rambo gore? Like
know if it's that
Rambo
bad.
3 gore?
No, it's not like just blatant guy just walking into the jungle, just putting people to sleep. No, it's nothing like that.
Oh, he puts him to sleep? Oh no.
It's not that bad, but it's still pretty gory. Like swords going through. Yeah.
The game's pretty awesome though. I've just been trying to get the hang of it, and there's a lot of, it's really annoying. There's a lot of bugs that have been introduced with recent updates. So like one of the bosses that I've been trying to fight, the very first boss, it keeps bugging out. So I go into the arena and it just sits there. It won't fight me. And they've made it so that you can't cheese most of the bosses. So if the boss loses aggro, it'll just automatically heal. So as long as you have a boss aggro to you, they won't heal. But once you lose that aggro, there's no way you can do enough damage to prevent them from healing back to full health.
It
So
sucks.
they kind of screwed up the boss, and that's been really frustrating. But there's a lot of ridiculous stuff you can do in that game. Kind of reminds me of GTA a little bit. Like, you can get followers, and the way you do it is you just go find random people, you club them, knock them out, drag them back to your base, and yeah, you put them on this thing called the Wheel of Pain. Basically, they just push a big wheel in a circle for a long time until they're tamed. Essentially, is the best way I can think to describe it.
And they're people?
They're people, yeah,
Are they slaves?
yeah, basically.
Oh my gosh.
It's screwed up. It's hilarious though too. And there's it's ridiculous how much there is in that game.
Like to
Like the
do?
map, yeah, to do and to see. Like the map is huge. I'm fairly certain the map is bigger than the Skyrim map,
Wow.
and it's definitely much more fleshed out than Skyrim ever was.
How dare you say Skyrim's broken?
Dude, I've never been able to beat that game. I love that game, but I've never been able to beat it
Like 100%?
because, yeah, well, basically to 100% or at least max out my character to level 80, because the game would always get corrupted or it would crash and break completely by the time I got my character to level 60.
It sucks.
3 times that happened. And after the 3rd time, I'm just like, I don't know if I'll ever come back to this game to play it with the intent to beat it, because it's just too broken to work.
Yeah, well, you gotta grind just to get your characters high enough level after you beat, like, the main
Yeah.
story.
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't feel like it was worth it.
Don't you just have to go slay a bunch of dragons? Isn't it, like, the way to level up faster?
Kind of. I don't know. I feel like certain enemies do better experience than dragons. Like, it's just they're less common and harder to kill.
Mm,
Like the zombies, there's like the high level zombie enemies.
I don't even remember fighting zombies.
They're the ones that are in all the tombs. I can't remember what they're called now.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
And they'd always have the ebony weapons,
Yeah.
which are like
Are they the...
super OP.
Are those the purple ones? Huh?
I think they were black.
Black. Oh,
The
that...
weapons?
Yeah,
The
you're
black
right. They are black.
Black,
Yeah,
like
they are.
curved black swords and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And usually they would pretty much one hit kill you if you didn't have your shield up. Yeah, those guys were a pain in the butt. But yeah, Conan is much more fleshed out than that. It's actually pretty cool. And there's like monsters everywhere in that game.
Can you fight a Cyclops?
Sure, when was that game made? Do you know?
I think it's a 2016 game.
Oh, so it must look
Possibly.
okay then.
Fairly recent. Also, there's I haven't turned the option on, but there's an option for partial nudity and full nudity for characters.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
I'm just like I kind of wonder what that looks like, but I haven't really looked into it.
Hey, you know what? We're all curious. You should just answer the age-old question, Jordan, of what naked people in Conan look like for us.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's the thing is, I don't know if I'll regret seeing it afterward. Because I mean, like, I don't know. It's I would imagine similar to real life. A lot of the time, you just don't really want to see that with random people. Also, there's a lot of unique characters sort of in that game. Like, the main enemies I fight are cannibals, just because I happen to be in a region full of cannibals. And I don't know if I want to see that. Just a bunch of naked cannibals running around. That doesn't sound... Well, say I'm not playing The Forest, so
Have you ever played The Forest?
no. But I've seen multiple people play it, and I've seen one person play through it and beat it.
Mm.
And yeah, they're basically cannibals that you fight in that. That would be a fun game to play. Although when I've watched people play it, there's almost like if you know what you're doing, there's almost nothing stopping you from just rushing through the game and getting to the end of it in like 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of disappointing because there's so much you can do, but there's no limitation forcing you to do all that stuff. So there's no reason to really explore or to make new things if you can just kind of rush through it and beat everything. That's part of the reason why I've never bought it.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Well, we
Also,
watched
it's
Boob.
development.
Yeah, I watched Boober play a little bit of it. It looked pretty rough.
It's pretty messed up. It's fun, but it's difficult and it's just so screwed up. Like there's enemies that start appearing sort of later in the game, that are, I don't even know how to describe them. They're like something you would expect to see on like a Silent Hill game. Like there's these creatures, I can't remember what they call them. But they look like spiders, sort of, except they're human legs. And they have a woman's torso, but then they just spew out these tentacled monster babies, sort of like the ones on Dead Space. Like all the time, as they're wandering around, they just spew out these little babies and they come at you and try to attack you. It's really disturbing to look at.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oof. I ran out of crap. Do you think we'll ever play 7 Days again?
I'm up for it if you guys are.
Did you get a third
We have
banner?
to.
Yeah, I just killed a bunch of them and got a third banner. I've got the curse on me right now.
Well, here's the real question: is if we play, do we do a new map or just keep rolling with what we have?
I don't know.
If we
I mean,
if we
I
do a new one, I want to record it.
Yeah, well, part of me thinks maybe we should just get a server,
Oh, so it
like,
doesn't suck.
just so you're not relying on my internet connection, because my connection's probably going to be worse now than it was before.
Yeah.
Whereas if we have a server, it's easier for, well, you guys to play as well, but it would be less on my internet as well, just because I just have to connect to the server. I don't have to actually host your connections as well.
Mhm.
So if we were just to restart, I think we could get back there pretty quickly.
Yeah, once you know what you're doing, it tends to go pretty quick.
Well, my problem was is I didn't enjoy playing because I was always glitched. Like it was not fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that would be the reason to use a server, is because you wouldn't have to deal with that. I mean, at least not as often,
I'd be
because the
down.
server connection would be more solid.
If that's the case, though, then maybe we should put the Ark server on pause. Well, the real question is how close are we to go fighting a monster? Like, it'd be really fun to do a monster fight.
On Ark? Pretty close. Dude, I haven't been on there in forever. I think the server is actually gonna
Expire soon.
expire soon again. Yeah, and it's like
We've played it.
I've been on there once since we renewed it.
Yep.
I mean, it's actually down right now because the mod I had on there updated.
Oh.
So when the mods update, I have to manually update them on the server. So they automatically shut the server down until I do that, just so it doesn't corrupt any files or anything.
That makes sense.
So I mean, technically, there was no reason for me to go on there because the server wouldn't be running anyway. So creatures wouldn't be starving, the world wouldn't be progressing.
Mm-hmm.
So but I could see if I can just get the save file and like off the cloud, save it onto my computer or somewhere, and then we can come back to it at a later time. Because yeah, we weren't too far from fighting a boss. But we would probably need to get everybody good armor, good weapons, level up the dinosaurs we were going to take into the boss fight. So maybe a good hour or two of play away from actually fighting one.
I see.